In the morning, in front of the school, there were some young men demonstrating. One of the youths said that they had to end the Japanese military occupation of Shanghai, but the Kokuryu clan came. This brought the youth's demonstration to a halt. A group of the Kokuryu clan barged into a classroom filled with teachers and students. One of the Kokuryu clan pointed firmly at the Chinese students. He said that Chinese people should not be in the classroom. Japanese facilities were only for Japanese, he added. He also restrained the teacher from doing anything. Seeing the incident, the students in the class tried to help the teacher. A woman stood up. She said that she would report this incident to her uncle. The woman was Mitsuka Yamada, but she didn't care what Mitsuka. Chen tried to protect her. Fujita told him to leave the classroom. Chen fought off the Kokuryu clan's horde with ease. Not long after, a great teacher came to class. Mitsuka informed Chen that he is her uncle. He saw that a group of Kokuryu clan members in the classroom were injured. He had no idea that it was Chen who fought them all. Mitsuka's uncle is named Funikochi Fumio. He looked impressed with Chen. Funikochi and Chen introduced themselves to each other. But Funikochi was surprised when he found out that Chen was Mr. Ku's student. He sadly said that Mr. Ku was killed in a match against one of the Noguchi clan. Ken was shocked. Then he left the class, followed by Mitsuka. Chen Zhen left to seek the truth about Funikochi's information. At the port, Mitsuka told him not to hate the Japanese just because Mr. Ku was killed by the Noguchi clan. Mitsuka also assured Chen that she would wait for him to return to Shanghai. But Chen said he would return if the Japanese army left Shanghai. Chen headed to Jingwu on a pedicab, but the driver told him that Jingwu was closed. But the driver didn't know that his passenger was Chen Zhen, the best student at Jingwu's Kung Fu school. When the driver arrived in front of Jingwu, he was surprised to find out that his passenger was Chen, the best Kung Fu student at Jingwu. He was warmly welcomed by his friends. He saw that Master Ngai was inside. One of Chen's friends named Ting and invited Master Ngai to fight with him. He defeated Master Ngai easily. Then Chen met with Uncle No. Uncle No said that he was going to tell him the news of Mr. Ku's death when Chen finished his studies. Chen's friend then asked how Chen knew this news. He told them that he knew about it from the Japanese newspaper. Then Chen got into a dispute to pay his respects to Mr. Hu. Chen looked sad but also angry at Mr. Ku's death. After that, he went to see Noguchi. Seeing that, Chen's friends were worried about him. Uncle No ordered the students to follow him. Apparently, the captain got information that Chen would come alone to the Noguchi arena. He rushed to the Noguchi arena. When he arrived at the Noguchi place, Chen confidently said that he wanted to meet Akutagawa, who defeated Mr. Hu. But Akutagawa's students did not tell him where he was. Chen was angry. He fought against them. He was easily able to fight them. After he defeated Akutagawa's students, then Akutagawa came to them. Chen unceremoniously invited Akutagawa to fight in front of his students. He said that if one of Chen and Akutagawa died, then there would be no revenge. They began the fight. Chen was easily able to read the movement strategy used by Akutagawa. Chen defeated Akutagawa with ease. Before he left the Noguchi arena, he said that Mr. Hu would have defeated Akutagawa if he was healthy. Hearing that, Akutagawa was speechless. When Chen came out of the Noguchi arena, he saw a captain and a Japanese soldier who were arguing. The Noguchi arena guard did not think that Chen had entered the Noguchi arena. Seeing Chen come out, the captain was happy because it meant Chen had defeated Akutagawa. Later that night, Chen went to Mr. Ku's grave. He took a doctor with him to examine the body. Chen believed that Mr. Hu died because he was poisoned by the Japanese. Chen said that if he could easily defeat Akutagawa, it meant that Mr. Ku would be even easier to defeat Akutagawa. Later, Chen took part of Mr. Ku's liver. He told the doctor to check if there was any poison in it. It was true, Mr. Hu had been poisoned by someone. The next morning, Jingwu's students had breakfast together. Uncle No thought that Mr. Hu was poisoned by someone from Jingwu. Then Chen came to have breakfast together. He said that he was going to see Dr. Smith to find out who poisoned Mr. Hu. Then Chen practiced on the field. The students looked on in surprise. They didn't know what moves Chen was demonstrating. Chen gave them tips on how they could be like him. The students looked excited as some of them practiced with Chen. Seeing that, Ting-yin felt a little rivaled. When night fell, Ting-yin was with a woman in the room. She wouldn't let him leave, but he had to go because he was the master of Jingwu. He convinced her that he would tell the members of Jingwu about their relationship. At the Japanese ambassador's residence, there was a soldier who said that he was spying on the Japanese. Soon, Akutagawa arrives. He said that Mr. Hu was poisoned by the soldier. Hearing these words, the soldier easily defeated Akutagawa. At Jingwu, Chen and Uncle No talked about the one who poisoned Mr. Hu. But in the middle of their conversation, Uncle No told Chen to think about Ting-yin's feelings. He saw the students admiring Chen. Meanwhile, the teacher who taught here was Ting-yin. The next day, Chen went jogging. At the Noguchi arena, Akutagawa lay in front of the gate. His students are getting ready to attack the perpetrator of Akutagawa's construction. They don't know that it was the general that killed Akutagawa, but the general did not admit his actions. It was as if he incited Akutagawa's students to fight Chen. Then Akutagawa's students came to Jingwu. They said that Chen had killed Akutagawa. Ting-yin couldn't believe it. Eventually, a fight broke out between Jingwu's students and the Noguchi clan. The police came to stop the fight. Then Chen arrived. He was confused by the situation in Jingwu. They secured Chen for interrogation about the Akutagawa murder case. The next day, Chen was brought to the court. The Japanese brought a witness who said that he saw Chen kill Akutagawa. But Chen's lawyer felt something was not right. He tested the man by holding up 2 fingers. The witness couldn't see clearly. He was drunk. Then Chen's lawyer brought in a witness. The witness was Mitsuka, a Japanese. She explained that she was spending the night with Chen that night, so the judge decided to close the case. At night, Chen and Mitsuka were interrogated by Jingwu. They don't want Chen to be with Japanese people. Chen had to break up with Mitsuka. But Chen didn't want to leave Mitsuka. Hearing that, Ting-yin tried to be firm. He invited Chen to fight. He said that if Chen won, Chen would be the leader of Jingwu. Otherwise, he must leave Mitsuka or Jingwu. Then they fought in front of Jingwu students and Mitsuka. Chen managed to defeat Ting-yin. Ting-yin said that Jingwu belongs to Chen now. But Chen did not want to be the leader of Jingwu. He chose to stay with Mitsuka. Then Chen said goodbye to the people of Jingwu and left with Mitsuka. They went looking for a hotel. But Mitsuka could not be accepted at the hotel because he was Japanese. Finally, they decided to live in a hut in the village. Chen thought Mitsuka would not like this place, but apparently Mitsuka was happy. Uncle No thought about Ting-yin. He looked for a new teacher who could teach at Jingwu. A while later, 2 Noguchi came. They gave him a letter in which Noguchi challenged Master Jingwu. Uncle No was anxious because Ting-yin and Chen were not at Jingwu. In the afternoon, Chung, a student at Jingwu, talked to the chef. Chef asked for his reward for helping the Japanese to poison Mr. Hu. Chung just said he had to be patient. Then he tied a rope around the chef's neck. He then hung him from the ceiling. One of the students found the chef hanging in the kitchen. The police came and brought his body. The police then searched the kitchen for the poison that had poisoned Mr. Hu. Then a woman named Xin came to Jingwu. She wanted to see Uncle No. She informed that Ting-yin was living in a prostitute's house, which meant he was with her. She also explained that Ting-yin had been fighting a lot lately. Uncle No eventually arrived, and he took Ting-yin home. Before leaving, he informed him that Noguchi had challenged Jingwu. Therefore, Ting-yin had to go home. Also, Uncle No invited Xin to stay at Jingwu. Ting-yin prepared himself for the fight with Noguchi, but he was not his usual self. He seemed unfocused. The next day, Mitsuka's uncle, Funakoshi Fumio, came to see Chen and Mitsuka. Funakoshi invited Chen to fight. He wanted to find out how good he was at fighting. They prepared themselves to fight. Funakoshi asked about what he had learned at Jingwu, how Mr. Hao taught his students to control their opponent's emotions. Chen firmly answered his question. At first, they read each other's moves. Then they began to fight by pulling out all the moves they mastered. The wind was so strong that Funakoshi's eyes were caught in the dust blown by the wind. Chen covered his eyes with a cloth, and so did Funakoshi. He wanted to make the fight balanced by closing his eyes. Then they continued the fight, until finally the fight ended in a draw. After the fight, Funakoshi expressed his admiration to Chen. Likewise, Chen praised Funakoshi's strength. Then Funakoshi told him that there was a master in the Noguchi clan named Fujita. He advised him to be careful when fighting with him. Later that night, Funakoshi met the Japanese ambassador. He said that General Fujita was obsessed with controlling Shanghai. The Japanese ambassador said that war was most likely inevitable. Then Tingyan came to Chen's house. They had a conversation. Tingyan said that Shin was staying with her in Jingwu. He suggested bringing Mitsuka to live in Jingwu as well. But Chen said that it would be difficult because Mitsuka is Japanese. After that, Tingyan demonstrated a new move that he learned. But it turned out that Chen had also learned that move. Before Tingyan left, he said that he was going to fight against one of the Noguchi. He requested that Chen teach Hu's martial arts to his students, in case anything happened to him. Mitsuka overheard their conversation. She decided to return to Japan. She would wait for Chen in Kyoto. The next day, Chen returned to Jingwu. He met Tingyan, and who was leaving to fight in the Noguchi arena. He decided to go with Tingyan. After they arrived at the Noguchi arena, Chen saw there was General Fujita. He was the one who was going to fight with Tingyan and Chen. Before the match, General Fujita revealed the person who poisoned Mr. Hu. It turned out to be Chung, Jingwu's student. The general shot Chung in front of Chen and Tingyan. Then he carried the words, "Jingwu is closed." If they wanted to reopen Jingwu, they had to defeat Fujita first. Tingyan was furious. He attacked him, but he bounced away and was too weak to defeat Fujita. Then Chen continued the fight. It was a long fight because Fujita was quite difficult to beat at the beginning. He was a big tall man and strong. But Chen didn't just give up. He looked for the right time to make him weak. After a while, he was able to make Fujita go limp. Just as he and Tingyan were about to leave, Fujita attacked Chen with a samurai sword. This made Chen angry. He fought him with his belt. Finally, he was able to defeat Fujita by trapping him with his belt. After that, Japanese soldiers and the ambassador arrived. They saw that Fujita was dead. They were about to shoot Chen and Tingyan. But the police came and made a deal with the Japanese. Then the Japanese ambassador told the soldiers to retreat, but Chen had to be the scapegoat in this case. He pretended to be killed so that the Japanese military would no longer question this incident. Therefore, Japan and China were not involved in the war. The story of Chen, who was able to expel the Japanese by being shot dead, has become a legend. The story was retold to the public. However, Chen was still alive. He decided to go and live in Japan with Mitsuka.